The Animal Farm book. Animal Farm is a satirical novel written by George Orwell. It was first published in 1945 and received the Retro Hugo Award in 1996. The book serves as a critique of Stalinism and depicts events that occurred after the establishment of the USSR. Orwell, a democratic socialist who opposed totalitarianism, uses humor and satire to convey his message. Animal Farm sparkled discussions and faced criticism upon its release. For your convenience, we have listed where to buy this book in the description. The story begins with the animals living under the oppressive conditions of Manor Farm, owned by Mr. Jones. Inspired by Old Measure's speeches, the animals rebel against their human oppressors and daily hardships. Old Measure War is the founder of the animal community's ideology. Before his death, he leaves a testament calling for free animal society. In his speech, he highlights how humans consume without producing anything, while animals give milk, lay eggs, and work hard, yet are ruled by humans. After Old Measure's death, two pigs, Snowball and Napoleon, secretly lead the animals' gatherings. Snowball is one of the revolution's instigators and an intellectual leader of the society. However, he is later expelled by Napoleon and portrayed as a villain. Napoleon becomes the leader of the animal community and eventually transforms into a dictator. His ideas are presented as animalism in the book. Among the animals, Boxer and Clover are the most hardworking and dedicated to the cause. Boxer, a horse, is a diligent and tireless worker who prioritizes the success of the society over his own well-being. Unfortunately, he ends up being sent to the butcher. In recent times, Mr. Jones, the owner of the farm, falls into huge debts and neglects the animals as a result. He indulges in excessive drinking, leaving the animals hungry. One day, when he returns home drunk and fails to take care of the animals, they become angry. That day, even the workers neglected the cows, leaving them unfed after milking. The animals, hungry and frustrated, revolt against their human oppressors and start a revolution on the farm. As the battle rages on and the animals gain the upper hand, the workers flee from the farm, including Mr. Jones, who only cares about saving himself. The animals seize the control of the farm, and upon closer inspection, it becomes clear that there are no humans left. All the tools of oppression, punishment, and torment, along with the ribbons that symbolize slavery, are burned in a fire. The animals are determined to erase any remnants of their past suffering. Napoleon gathers all the animals in the barn and provides them with a double meal. This gesture brings joy to everyone, and they celebrate by singing songs together. Both Snowball and Napoleon have learned to read and write to some extent. They decide to remove the name Manor Farm and rename it Animal Farm, a symbol of their newfound freedom and independence. The pigs wrote 7 commandments on the side of the barn, along with the motto 4 legs good, 2 legs bad. These commandments are following. Whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. Whatever goes upon 4 legs or has wings is a friend. No animal shall wear clothes. No animal shall sleep in a bed. No animal shall drink alcohol. No animal shall kill any other animal. And the final one, all animals are equal. The animals began their daily work of collecting crops and milking, as they always did, but now they did it freely. They worked every day and rested on Sundays, when a special event was organized and a green flag was raised. However, all the delicious apples and milk were consumed by the pigs. In their defense, the pigs would say, "We drink the milk and eat the apples for your own good. Do you know what would happen if we, the pigs, failed in our duty? Mr. Jones would return." One day, a messenger pigeon delivered news of the approaching workers from Mr. Jones' company. This event had been anticipated for quite some time. A fierce battle erupted between the humans and the animals. Initially, the humans had the upper hand, but they eventually retreated in defeat. This battle, known as the Battle of the Cowshed, resulted in the promotion of the first and second ranking animals to military ranks. Snowball, during this time, was occupied with various schemes and writings. He worked on inventions that would make the lives and work of the animals easier. However, Napoleon dismissed these inventions as complete nonsense. Snowball fought ardently for the construction of a windmill that would provide electricity and improve the lives of all the animals on the farm. The windmill would not only provide them with electric lights and heat, but would also aid them in the labor. Through Napoleon's covert maneuvering, the dogs turned against Snowball, chasing him away and ultimately forcing him to leave the farm. Napoleon seized full control and established his authoritative rule, conducting weekly meetings. However, these gatherings were mere formalities, as all the animals were coerced into blindly following the flag and suppressing any murmurs of dissent. Snowball was accused of violating the rules of Animal Farm and betraying their secrets to neighboring farms. Despite facing resistance, the windmill was eventually built. The animals worked tirelessly, but they were satisfied because they worked for themselves and not for the benefit of humans. In August, due to the abundance of work, Napoleon decided that they should continue working even on Sundays. Working became optional, but those who didn't work had their rations reduced by half. Although the animals hadn't been eating as much as they should have since the days of cruel Mr. Jones, their food intake decreased even more during this period. Napoleon announced a new policy of engaging in trade with neighboring farms to sell surplus eggs and crops. The purpose was to acquire items that the farm lacked and to purchase tools and equipment for labor. This made the animals uneasy, since one of the principles of Animal Farm, originally articulated by Old Major and embraced after overthrowing Farmer Jones, was to avoid engaging in trade or money-making. Those were considered actions of men, and the ways of men were deemed evil. However, Napoleon assured them that they wouldn't have to interact with any human beings, as he intended to shoulder the burden himself. Napoleon, however, had no genuine concern for the animals' welfare. It was all a facade to accumulate funds so that he and the other pigs could live comfortably and even luxuriously, exploiting the hard labor of the other animals and replicating the exploitation of the human world. Napoleon moved into Mr. Jones' bed, justifying it by claiming that the pigs, being the intellect of the farm, needed a quiet and comfortable place to live. He was later given the title of Great Leader Napoleon. Napoleon also manipulated history by altering the fourth commandment from "no animal shall sleep in a bed" to "no animal shall sleep in a bed with sheets." To pacify the discontented animals, he offered explanations such as a bed simply means a place to sleep, and a pile of straw can be considered a bed. His most influential tactic was invoking the name John's and asking, "Surely none of you wishes to see John's return?" This effectively silenced any questions or doubts from the animals. As time passed, the pigs began to live comfortably while the other animals suffered. Napoleon, aided by his 4 dogs, would punish any animal he desired, accusing them of collaborating with Snowball, who was labeled a traitor. During the winter month, all the hens were required to surrender their eggs to the barn, as cooperation with humans was improving. If the animals dared to express even the slightest desire for freedom, the 4 dogs would appear, inflicting severe punishments. The era of oppression had commenced. Some animals lost their lives as a result of these punishments, and the 6th commandment was altered from "no animal shall kill any other animal" to "no animal shall kill any other animal without cause." The commandments were being altered to benefit the pigs. The plans for food production were being exceeded by 200, 300, or even 500 in certain animals. Now it was required to address Napoleon as a father of all animals, terror of mankind, protector of the sheepfold, duckling's friend, and the like. The pigs declare Animal Farm a republic, and Napoleon becomes president in unanimous vote, having been the only candidate. As time passed, the seasons changed. Many animals perished while many others were born. Despite the lack of significant improvement in production statistics, life continued on the farm. The animal farm was developing and it was in total control of pigs. Thanks to the additional 2 purchased land, its territory expanded. Sometimes it felt like Animal Farm was becoming rich. However, prosperity and riches were exclusive to the pigs and dogs only. Statistics numbers were the main indication of progress. The animals still held on to the hope of living in abundance. They took pride in the fact that they were governing their own independent farm. However, the pigs began to walk on 2 legs and behave in a manner that went against all the commandments, manipulating animals for their own advantage. One day, several foreign carriages arrived, and they were delegations from neighboring farms who came to visit and familiarize themselves with the farm. They showed great interest in the farm and observed it with curiosity, which made the animals more anxious, and they worked even harder on that day. That evening, there was laughter and singing coming from the farmhouse, entreating the animals. They quietly approached the farmhouse and peered through the window, where they saw farmers and prominent pigs enjoying themselves. The farmers praised Animal Farm and expressed their desire for friendly relations. Toasts were made, but a quarrel erupted when Napoleon and Mr. Pilkington played the same card. As the animals observed, they realized that the faces of the pigs and the humans had become indistinguishable, blurring the line between them. We have provided a summary of the important points of this book, but we recommend reading it from beginning to end to fully understand the characters and their involvement in significant events. Just in case, for your convenience, we have listed where to buy this book in the description. We have shared this book with you, and if you would like to explore the content of many other books, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share this knowledge with your friends. If you would like to learn about other books, please leave a comment with your request. Thank you.